Welcome Home Radio Podcast. Are you looking to buy or sell your home? Our team is here with answers to guide you through the buying and selling process. We encourage you to ask questions. Please comment on this show or visit us at welcomehomeradio.net for more information. Bringing real estate, lending, and education together in one place, and to help you make the right home decision for you and your family.
And welcome to Welcome Home Radio. It is August 27th, and we're so grateful for you to be here with us. We're going to talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I got to tell you, I was grateful for this question to come in. Welcome Home Radio, what are the key things a veteran needs to get a VA loan? Well, being a veteran, it is important to understand this, to maximize the benefits you've earned through the service to our country. So again, I want to say thank you to you for your service, but let's go over the eligibility requirements for a VA loan. And what is the benefit of a VA loan? First off, one, it's 100% financed home. Huge benefit, no down payment. You do have cost, prepaids, closing costs, but there is no down payment, and it's backed by the VA or our federal government. That right there alone helps you in many, many ways and saves you dollars. And for those that are disabled, and disability ranges on a ranking of VA from 10% to 100%, your funding fee that is required apart, which is roughly, Tom, remind me, is it 2.75?
Now, 2.15 on the first usage, 3.3% on the second and subsequent usage.
Thank you. So that's quite a bit if that's a percentage of the purchase price. So it saves you dollars for your service. It saves you for what you've done in service of our country, that you receive a benefit of zero cost funding fee on a VA loan. But the primary golden ticket, number one need to get a VA loan is called that COE, or Certificate of Eligibility. And that is the one thing your lender, me, I go out and get for you. The way we accept it, you can't hand it to somebody and it be utilized. I have to get it from an official VA site, download it, but it gives you the benefit of eligibility. Now, what does that mean? I've had many situations where people think they are eligible and they're not. First off, honorable or other than honorable discharge. That is critical. Two, and here's where one gets situated where there's been confusion. Some of the schools in the military are a year long, like engineering, but you're not in the military when you're going through that school. You have to be either generally 90 days consecutive service during wartime, 181 days during peacetime, or 6+ years in the reserves or National Guard. Those are the requirements to get a COE, or Certificate of Eligibility. I had one veteran, thought he had full, Certificate of Eligibility, went to school for a year for engineering school, which military engineering, combat engineering is a full year, but it does not satisfy that service record of service in a wartime or even in 181 days in peace. You're going to school. Therefore, he did not have a COE available to him. So be aware of that. Satisfactory service record requires either 90 days consecutive service during wartime, 181 days during peacetime, and 6+ years in the reserves or National Guard. Allows you to get a COE, or Certificate of Eligibility. And that's really the golden ticket. If you don't have that COE right off the bat, there is no VA loan, or you're not allowed to get one. Tom, would you add anything? Or Jeff, would you add anything to that?
Well, the first thing I'd ask about lenders on the COE, can you get a COE for the veteran?
Yes.
And how would you do that?
I have credentials logged into the VA portal that allow me access to request their service record, that allows me to download their Certificate of Eligibility.
And you have to accompany that with a 2880 and...
all I have to load up is their he or she Social Security, as well as their birthday.
Okay.
That's
so
it.
That's it. Don't even have to get the 1880 signed. Good.
I can have that done inside of 2 minutes once I get to meet the loan application and receive it. I can have that done along with credit pull at the same time.
Now the COE, when you get the COE, what does it tell you?
On a certificate of eligibility? Well, let me pull one up and will tell you exactly what it does.
Is it not just a basic yay or nay pretty quick, or it's pretty in depth?
Yeah. What else does it give us? It says big YES or big NO. Something easy for Uncle Blair.
You just get this. You get this. Bam,
you
bam.
get this or that. Exactly.
Okay, well, on the certificate of eligibility, it is a loan guarantee. I have a reference number along with their name and their service record, their branch of service. The entitlement code. There's an entitlement code that tells you whether you were enlisted, NCO, or officer. They also give whether you're a disabled veteran or not. So I can verify your disability so that the funding fee is zeroed out or not.
Oh.
But I also receive the entitlement charge if they have an existing VA loan that's outstanding or in service, or that they have 100% of that available to them of their basic entitlement. So all of that is available through a certificate of eligibility.
So once they use their entitlement, they can't get another VA loan.
No, that is not true. Once you get your entitlement, it's just verifying that you are using it. And once a home is sold or paid, or that mortgage is paid off, your entitlement is fully given back or not upcharge. Fully entitlement is back to you 100%.
So I can never have two VA loans at the same time.
No, that is not true. You can.
Well, stop calling me a liar. Jeez,
Would that be, that was my next question. Would that be whether or not you have one that you sold or was assumed? Can you, because VA loans are assumable?
Well, and boy, that's a whole nother show.
I didn't mean to open that one up. Sorry. I realized it when I asked the question.
Answer his question first and then mine. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm going to answer yours. If by chance a VA loan is only used on their primary home first only. But if that veteran happens to get divorced and the veteran moves out and they did not use their full entitlement, that entitlement stays with that home, but he's going to purchase another primary property for himself, he can have two VA loans simultaneously, as long as it's within the parameters of the entitlement package that's offered. So how much are they affording? And you can buy more of a home than what the entitlement, it just means you're going to have to put some down payment. And generally it's 25% of the above amount, and the 75% is financed. But yes, you can have two simultaneously VA loans, but for very construed situations, and like divorce is the most common one.
I was going to say I had a guy that was 100% disabled up in Wichita Falls. His wife got her degree. She had to move down here to Dallas to find the job that would, accommodate their necessary incomes for each other. His VA was used in Wichita Falls, and he got to buy a second house with his VA.
Because what he wrote on his thing is that he's moving his primary property and they're keeping that one as a secondary. And he made the statement he's moving here as a primary residence then. And where did he put his 100%? It's only allowed on one primary property, and that is it. It's not allowed on two.
There you go. Well, that answers that. Now answer Jeff's question. Does he have a real legitimate question?
Assumable VA loans are not all they cracked up to be. They can be assumed by another veteran. They can be assumed by a patriot. But I'm here to tell you, as a veteran, if I was to, let's say I have a 2.5% VA loan and somebody wants to buy my property and they are going to assume the rest of my loan. First off, whether I'm in the I'm at 80% equity position or I'm at 20% equity, somebody's coming to me with a bunch of money to buy my home. One of the two. Whether it's you're assuming that and I'm going to get paid that money in cash, or I'm assuming that, and that's the only way it can work. But the bottom line of it is, as a veteran, somebody assuming your property, you never fully get rid of the responsibility for that VA loan, ever. Plus, it impacts your certificate of eligibility. That is entitlement that was used for that home, and it stays stuck with you. That's why you never lose your responsibility. So if that person fails to pay that mortgage, guess what? It will impact you financially, in your credit, in your eligibility entitlement for future VA loans. So
Thank you. That's why I was asking the question. I know that didn't come up too much, but people just always make the assumption that, VA loans are assumable. That's great. Well,
realtors like to use that because, you've got a great interest rate. Let's do this as a VA assumable and we'll get some business here. The veteran doesn't understand the accountability and liability they're giving away to someone else. I mean, the only reason why I would do this would be that one of my children take over my mortgage. That's the only way I would do this.
Trusting family members?
I'd rather trust a stranger. You don't know my brother.
No, I don't know your brother. Do I want to know your brother?
No.
So it's a very touchy subject, but this benefit that the veteran has earned, which is a VA mortgage, 100% financed, is something you need to understand. But what does it take? So we've hit two things. We need a COE and we need a satisfactory service record to receive that COE. Thirdly, we need sufficient income and credit. VA does not set minimum credit scores. I mean, do you realize lenders can do credit down? It's like FHA. I mean, you can do a very low credit score VA loan, but the income has to be there to sustain the ability to repay. Just like any other mortgage, that's an evaluation. Uncle Sam wants to make sure to handle the payment. But here's the other thing. They don't set a parameter on the amount of total debt that the veteran's taking on. I have done a VA loan at 70%, 76% DTI.
Yikes. 7 like in 6.
76%, 76% DTI. Debt to income ratio, very high.
Now, this was a single guy with no kids and that type of circumstance.
That type of circumstance, had the great car. I shouldn't say overbuying the home, but in my opinion, he was taking more home than he needed. But the bottom line of it still went through for him. Because they try to give that the home was ready, the home was available, and he had a solid income stream that he would be able to pay it, but it was very high that I saw. But again, great credit, great income, that's sufficient. But you need to make sure that is available to you, plus residual income or reserves, as we call it. That's the other critical piece. Now, Tom, in the industry and your time and history in this business, what's the normal reserves amount? Let's define reserve first and then give a normal reserve amount that a conventional loan or FHA would look at. So what's a
reserve amount is monies that are left over after everything's paid. The underwriting staff would look at the risk of the loan and determine, do we want to see additional payments in the bank once all money is paid to buy the property, the down payment, the closing costs, and the prepaids are paid. Usually it's reflected in number of month payments. So they'll ask for 2 months of payments, 3 months of payments as reserves after somebody closes. What happens, however, with all government loans, they do not require any reserves to be held as far as the buyer's concerned. Conventional, however, if you're putting down less than 20%, and even when sometimes you do put down 20%, the generating engine for that, the automated underwriting engine that goes through the file, will say we want to see 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months reserves.
And the reason for this is that they want to know if everything goes bad, that you have an X number of months to pay. And normally 2 months to 3 months is somewhat the standard. If you've got 6 months, if you've got 12 months or 24 months, that's always in your favor. But it's very important with the VA to know that, yes, they don't require it, but boy, it helps out, especially with interest rate and especially with conditioning the file. So I think it's very important that people understand what reserves or residual income means when they say that. Mr. Producer, could you please change our picture screen here? I hate being the largest close-up. Thank you so much.
Oh man, you are the largest close-up. You're the best looking of all of us.
It's because I'm closest to my camera, Mr. Glare.
That was requested by the fans, is what Mark said.
Yeah, the fans were requesting that. I got a text from a fan.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go. Now he's. Oh yeah, and there we go. Miniaturize Jeff and me. So what were you saying about credit scores on a VA loan? They don't care?
It's not that they don't care, but they set a very low minimum credit score.
Below 620?
Yes.
Really?
I can get VA rates at 520, but 580 is generally where the rates are.
That's still a pretty ominous score as far as that goes.
Yeah, it is.
That's where reserves will come into play. That's also, if they're putting down payments, would also be considered as far as using the VA route.
That is correct. But let's jump to why VA is not the primary request on a listing or an MLS. Because
VA always messes up the appraisal. They always are terrible on the house. They make you fix things that are broken. They're gonna give you a low value. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get ahead of that?
When we don't want him to teach, he teaches. When we do want him to teach, he doesn't. I mean,
he's educating. It's just in his way. He's educating. It's just in his way.
This is not.
I'm just repeating what I've heard from the market that wants to see you as our primary picture up here.
I think it's better than it used to be as far as some of that ideas or that.
No, it's not. I've been in the business for 50 years and they've always mucked up the deal. They always screw it up. Why would you ever go VA? That's a horrible way to sell your property.
Is he attacking myself and my fellow?
I mean, did he know the title of the topic of the show today? Did he?
Devil's advocate. You guys, come on, let's do it.
We know your role.
VA does require the property to be ready for the veteran without any corrections or fixes on the standard. The sound, no fixer-uppers, no missing roofs, no missing rooms. I mean, appliances have to be where the appliances are intended. We can't have a veteran camping in his own home in his sleeping bag in the living room. We want a bedroom, we want a bathroom, we want a kitchen, we want a garage. It needs to be completed. Now, it doesn't have to be to the point of a hospital room fully done, but we do expect rooms, windows not to leak, roofs on the roof, that sort of thing. And so, yes, the VA inspection is tough. But the reason is the VA is saying, look, we're putting 100% financing. We do not need a veteran going in and having to fix up landscaping and or roof repair and or plumbing issues and or flooring challenges. They want the home ready to live in. It's intended.
So you said landscaping. So if the grass is missing has brown spot, they're going to have to fix the brown spot in the grass.
Not the brown spot, but if there's dirt there, they're going to ask you to put sod down. That's for sure.
I thought most repairs were geared towards health and safety when they were actually asking.
It used to be. That's why, but you said a brown spot.
I did.
He's going devil's advocate extremist again.
I did. Unicorn advocate.
You're focused on our veterans not having a leaky roof on their head, and he's talking about brown spots in the yard. See,
he brought it up, and I answered his question. They're not going to make him change that. But a ground where there is no grass, they would ask to put sod down, yes. The intention that it's a primary home, it's going to be for that veteran and their family. It's going to be intended for good living conditions. We're not going to have the fixer-uppers, renters like you do on your properties as investment.
What do you mean? I fix my properties up very nice.
Do you fix that brown spot?
I've got one with total dirt in the front yard because I can't get the shade to let grass grow.
St. Augustine, brother.
Hey, St. Augustine. Zoysia does very well as long as you water it. Zoysia is probably the best grass I have seen lately because we put it in our backyard and it has worked wonderfully as long as you water it fairly regularly.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Don't look out the window.
The Amazon guy just came up, and I'm expecting a delivery. So
I thought you were looking for a rain cloud. Yeah, the timing on that when he was talking about watering, I thought you were looking for rain.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That was my point.
And Jeff, I bet you he has Amazon Prime. He ordered it while we were on the phone earlier. So.
I told him
it's not here yet. The bottom line is VA loans are one of the best benefits earned by our veterans. No down payment, no PMI, competitive rates. Make sure you get your COE and have your lender get it for you. Don't bring it to them. But the VA process is basic, but you need to know the pitfalls or the downturns that are challenges. One being what you just saw with Tom, the condition of the home is not negotiable. It needs to be set up. Even though you say it's okay, the veteran's going to repair this or do that, it's non-negotiable. It has to be up to snuff before the veteran moves in.
And who decides that? The home inspector?
The VA appraiser.
Ah. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
What does the VA appraiser know about home inspections, though?
He's trained just like on a VA inspection, VA appraisal. He's trained just like any other appraiser. What do you mean he doesn't? What is he?
I thought the appraisers normally wouldn't be looking at all that stuff.
That's what he said. They're a little tighter.
I think VA is much tighter than a standard conventional or FHA.
Okay. That's fair enough.
They actually go and check every plug to see if they work.
Who can the veteran buy a house with?
Who can the veteran buy a house with?
Yeah, besides them, you keep saying the veteran has to buy, but can't they buy with anybody else?
Yes, their spouse, a friend, an ex. Whoever else wants to be on the mortgage, you need to have a veteran in the primary spot where it has a certificate of eligibility for it to be able to use a VA loan.
There you go.
The certificate is the key. That's why I started the show with it. The verification and all that. You got to have it.
It must be in primary position.
Okay, but you could buy with a friend, a relative.
Yes. A generational home, a quad, or a duplex. Many veterans are building or buying duplexes with their VA and then renting out or leasing out the other part and making most of their payment with the rent lease. to
That's
pay off
not
the
a
money.
bad idea.
Great idea. I've got one in construction right now.
A duplex?
Awesome.
Where's it being built as far as the duplex is concerned?
Edmond, Oklahoma.
Ah.
And they already have a family member ready to move in under a lease agreement for the other portion.
That's awesome. Good for them.
Yep. Plus, that's guaranteed babysitter.
Oh.
Not a generational home, but it is a home with the parents and the guaranteed babysitting, as well as they're paying their rental fee. So
Perfect.
it does work out well. But boy, you got to love your in-laws if you're going to do that.
Yes, sir.
A lot.
A lot. But the benefits are great in that case.
I don't know if any of my in-laws would have lived in a home like that with me.
Fair enough.
My wife's family from Kentucky, I don't think they would handle it very well with the weapons in the house. Just being honest.
Imagine that.
They're right behind the golf clubs in a safe. And the golf clubs are not in the safe, so don't ask that. Anything else about VA loans you'd like to understand, sir?
That answered a lot.
It's covered a lot. That's for
What's
sure.
going to happen with all these 15 and 18 year veterans service people that are being dismissed from the military dishonorably because they are LBGT?
If they're being dismissed honorably, they will not receive a VA benefit of a VA loan.
Wow.
15, 18 years of service, right?
It doesn't matter.
That's
If you're
man.
being dishonorably discharged, and you've got to do a lot to be dishonorably discharged, okay? There's going to be something significant.
More than a label.
More than just a label. No, I've seen many labeled.
But they're denying them benefits.
Denying benefits for a key reason. There's something that they've done.
No. They submitted the request after their 15 or 18 years honorably, like anybody else would be dismissed. And all those people that were of that nature have been denied and are created without or being dismissed without benefits.
I have to read about it. I haven't heard anything about that.
That was in today's news.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that either.
Oh, well, today's news.
Well, I did. It's got a pretty good source. It was
Give me an article. I'd love to read it.
I'll send it to you.
I had the pleasure of talking to Senator Cornyn about a situation that they're doing with me on VA benefits, and he's looking into it for me, which was very nice.
Where did you see him?
Well, his office is like right down the road from mine.
You know, Blair, he just walked right on in there.
I guess Blair just walked right in. Okay.
Introduce
Let's
yourself
just
and
say
go.
that I have several connections into the VA, and one of them is his personal assistant. And I was introduced to him by another friend, Lieutenant General, and a Major General, and a full bird colonel. And my good buddy Alan West told me that's the guy to take care of it, to look at it. So I did.
Very cool.
Very good. Love it. Okay. Well, I guess we're finished with my questions for today.
Well, that was a good topic for sure. Great idea, Tom.
I'd been wondering. I saw, Blair, he was all frozen up, but
We
Am
got
I
him back.
unfrozen?
He's back.
Am I back?
You're back. You're
Sorry.
back.
I'm back, Tom. You don't have to. We can use sign language.
We better get careful before we all get goofy and try to do something we don't know what we're doing.
Let's get out of here.
But thank you for covering this topic. Thank you for allowing this to happen. I hope it helps out some vets as well as
I do too.
family members.
Absolutely.
Again, we're here to help people get to clear to close. That's our motto, CTC. We want to help you. Ask your questions at welcomehomeradio.net. We'll try to get to them as soon as possible. The market is going to grow. Every half a point, 500,000 buyers join into the market to look. Right now is a great time to buy because it's going to get competitive again. Prices are going to go up. If you're waiting for any reason, rates, whatever, look at it now. Get pre-approved like Jeff said. But the bottom line of it is don't take your foot off the pedal. If you're going to buy now. Don't wait. I loved it what one of our past guests said. At that 100% rate you're paying on rent fees is never going to come back to you. Where if you're paying a mortgage, that mortgage will come back because the value of your home grows. And therefore, that equity position, you're growing. Even if it's the first month to the 40th month, it continues to grow. The sooner you get into that process, the better for you. So, you want to grow wealth? One of those big things is own a personal real estate, which is your primary home. So, God bless. Thank you. Gentlemen, thank y'all.
Thank you. Great to see you guys.
Up, but y'all have a great one.
You too.
Later.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Welcome Home Radio production provided by Lunatic Digital. Check the listing of this podcast for the links to our sponsors. And don't forget to like, share, and follow us on social media. Visit welcomehomeradio.net for more information. This was a Lunatic Digital production. Visit lunaticdigital.com for all your digital